Today we'll be discussing the dam safety and stream alteration programs. Let's start with a brief look at the Utah Code and administrative rules that apply to the Division's regulation of dams. Utah Code 73-5A and Administrative Rules 655-10-12 are what govern dam safety in the state of Utah. The statute gives the state engineer authority to regulate dams for the purpose of protecting life and property in the state, as well as to make rules for the regulation of dams. The administrative rules cover the design, maintenance, repair, removal, and abandonment of dams. They also include direction for developing standard operating plans, emergency action plans, and instrumentation monitoring and reporting. Anyone who wants to construct, enlarge, repair, alter, or abandon a dam must have approval from the Division of Water Rights Dam Safety Section before they start their project. There are two processes to receive approval for new dams when submitting plans. There's a simplified application process for dams that meet the following criteria. First, the dam must impound less than 20 acre-feet of water, and second, if the dam were to fail, it cannot pose a threat to human life. The simplified form is a 2-page application and requires some additional information, including a location map and basic design drawings. For dams that do not meet both of those criteria, the state requires the submission of design reports, drawings, and specifications, which the Dam Safety Section will review and then either issue comment or approval. The division is allowed 90 days to respond, but responses generally come much quicker. In both instances, the plans need to be prepared by an engineer licensed in the state of Utah who is experienced in dam design and construction. During project construction, engineers overseeing the work are required to submit weekly construction reports to the division that contain both their observations and testing results. Dam safety personnel will also be involved during construction, performing inspections of the work and reviewing the engineer's reports and testing results. The division is also responsible for inspecting existing dams. Inspection frequency is dependent on the hazard rating of the dam. The hazard rating is based on the consequence of a failure. Saying a dam is high hazard doesn't indicate that the dam is in poor condition. It simply indicates that if the dam were to fail, life and property would be threatened. In the state of Utah, a dam is given a high hazard rating if failure would likely result in the loss of life, a moderate hazard rating if there is no likelihood of loss of life, but a failure would result in significant property damage, and a low hazard rating if failure would only result in minimal property damage. So, inspection frequency of existing dams is based on this hazard rating. High hazard dams are inspected annually, moderate hazard dams are inspected every 2 years, and low hazard dams are inspected once every 5 years. These inspections consist of observing the condition of the dam and looking for any changes in performance or operation. Following the inspection, Dam Safety will issue an inspection report identifying the necessary maintenance that the owner is to address. The division also receives and monitors instrumentation data from dam owners. This data provides additional information on the dam's performance. In particular, it gives information on embankment and foundation pressures, as well as seepage rates through the dam, and can provide early warning signs of a potential problem developing within a dam embankment or foundation. The instrumentation used generally consists of piezometers and/or drains, but may include other monitoring devices such as settlement plates or inclinometers. Now we'll look at stream alterations. Authority for the State Engineer's Office to oversee stream alterations comes from Statute 73-3-29 and Administrative Rule R655-13, which states that a state agency, county, city, corporation, or person may not relocate any natural stream channel or alter the beds and banks of any natural stream without first obtaining the written approval from the state engineer. Approval to alter a stream is received through the stream alteration application process. An application can be completed online, or the form may be printed, filled out, and mailed with the appropriate payment. The fee structure for an application is based on the entity applying. Non-commercial entities pay $100, government entities $500, and commercial entities $2,000. Processing time for an application is approximately 30 days. Because stream alterations generally require approval from both the state and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the state and Corps have partnered to create a joint permit process referred to as Programmatic General Permit 10, or PGP 10. This joint permitting allows an applicant to receive approval for the alteration from both agencies through a single application process. It's important to note that while PGP-10 works for most applications, it does not work for all of them, and applicants may find it necessary to file separate applications with both the state and the Army Corps of Engineers. An application must be submitted and approved before a stream is altered. Failure to obtain a permit prior to altering a stream may result in an order to restore the stream or additional action to bring the project into compliance with state requirements. Finally, in an emergency, such as flooding, it is possible to alter the stream channel, bed, or bank before receiving approval from the division. In these instances, the party responsible for making the alteration needs to contact the state engineer's office as soon as possible and then file a stream alteration application within 2 days following the emergency. That application will be reviewed and will either be approved as is or with additional requirements imposed. In closing, if you're going to work on a dam or if you're going to alter a stream channel, the best thing to do is call the division and talk about your proposed project with one of our stream alteration specialists or dam safety engineers.